there is absolutely no reason to criticize Pat Riley. Since 2007, they have been to the NBA Finals 7 times. They've won 3 NBA titles.
But Stugotz,
So what if he's missed out on all the big free agents and he hasn't been able to execute a trade for a superstar? I mean, look at all the stuff he has given us. Though,
and so what that it was Dwayne Wade who got LeBron and Bosh to come here and not Pat Riley? Yeah. None of that matters. Riley was president while that was going down, while that was going on. And so he deserves our support. And listen, Jimmy Butler was a bad player when he got to Miami. Tobias Harris was chosen by the Philadelphia 76ers over Jimmy Butler.
He was not
and
bad.
What did Riley do with Jimmy Butler?
Bad player.
What did he do? He was a bad player.
He was not a
If Jimmy Butler was your best player, you were not a very good team. I am sorry.
Bad teammate, probably.
Except when he came to the Heat. And then all of a sudden, he became this amazing player. He has had the greatest 6-year run in his career under Pat Riley. He owes Pat Riley a thank you. Pat Riley does not deserve what Jimmy Butler is doing to him.
Correct. Pat Riley went out there and got him Jay Crowder, I'll remind you, and Andre Iguodala. Jeez. So, like, this thought process that he didn't get him any stars is just absurd.
So, we're with you, Dan.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat. So what if he drove Shaq out of town? Thank you, Pat. So what if he drove away LeBron James? Thank you, Pat. So what if he burned that bridge with Dwayne Wade and then had to go out there and repair it himself and then build him the ugliest statue we've ever seen? Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat.
This is a great chant, and I think we should.
Thank you, Pat.
I think that is a much better way.
Send us merch. Thank you, Pat.
Let's make. Okay, excellent, Billy. Thank you for pulling.
You, Pat.
Yes,
I was inspired by Pat. That's why I did that.
You
Dan.
know what?
Thank you, Pat.
You know what? You got it.
Yes.
Let's right now, sell merch. Let's zig when others are zagging. Everybody wants to burn Pat Riley down. Let's sell merch with Pat Riley on it.
No. We want them to
Thank
send us
you,
free
Pat.
merch.
Yeah, no, but let's also thank you, Pat merch here. Go the other way. This is the most criticized Pat Riley has ever been in this town
Unfair.
Because this town is spoiled. The standard is it's Eastern Conference Finals. Like that's where you got to be one of the Final Four teams all the time, and now at the end you don't look like you're closer than that. Closer, you've fallen behind. That's not good enough. If you don't look like one of the top 4 teams, that's not what the standard is. You've failed. It's noisy. I don't want to add to that any more than I already have. So is there a thank you, Pat, angle to this? Because as far as Stugotz has gone on this, Jeremy, even you were making sour faces at Stugotz saying that Pat Riley is above criticism, because I don't think he is. I'm just not comfortable being the messenger on being the viral one. Look, even Lebatard.
Playing both sides.
That's it. That's correct. That is absolutely correct.
Riley has done a tremendous job during Jimmy Butler's tenure, but I think it's fair to
No, it's not.
Look at this
Shut up.
situation as it's blown up, knowing the risk that he took going into this season of keeping Jimmy Butler around when you knew he wanted an extension, and say, hey, if you were going to play it this way, maybe you should have traded him this offseason, maybe this, maybe that. Playing it out this way and trying to acquire more and hoping that the season would go the right way and that him playing more games would help elevate you in the East makes sense. Like it was a strategy that I probably would have taken too.
Can't believe you said that about Riley.
I can understand people having questions. It's okay to have questions. It's just the criticism is so nuanced. It's not as simple. It's not just black and white.
It's not nuanced. This guy.
I have an idea.
Oh, Lord.
He's new to this game.
I think we need to prove to the world that this show values Pat Riley more than anyone else. So here's what I'm thinking.
You hear that, Ethan Skolnick?
Yeah, Ethan. Here's what I'm thinking.
We're the Pat Show.
The Lakers, so the Heat, what do? They named their court after Pat Riley, right? Except for the first, whatever that in-season tournament, they forgot to put his name on the court, and then they fixed that. And then the Lakers announced that they were going to build a statue for Pat Riley, I think, right? Didn't the Lakers do that?
Yeah, these were lovely legacy moments. In fact, can you video? We never got to that weeks ago, but I would like to. I would like to get to the Lakers moving Pat Riley by telling him they were going to build a statue, and South Beach Sessions will cover how moved he was by having a court named after him. But yes, he's getting legacy stuff that usually only comes with the eulogies.
I think we need to build him a statue first, or bigger. We need to do something to be the first ones to honor him, better than just putting his name on the floor where people step on it, which is borderline disrespectful.
That is a great idea.
Right, not enough.
You know what? Can they stop us from putting our own statue on their land across the street?
No, our land. They're not getting our statue. It's our statue. They're not going to take our statue and make it seem. This is a situation like where, for example, someone gives you a present for Christmas and then you say, I don't like this. Does anyone want this present? That's not what we're doing. We're not giving away our statue so they get credit for it. We're building our own statue, and it's going to be staring down the building. I propose that we make a statue of Pat Riley that is taller than the American Airlines Arena. Or we put it on the roof of the Elser so it's looking down at the AAA saying, I built you. I'm above you.
Let's do that. Find me the budget for it. Let's see if we get the city ordinances.
Jeremy, you don't have a job anymore. Sorry.
That's okay.
How was I the one carrying water for this organization? By the way, you guys have talked about me for the last 2 years. This is insane.
We turned it on you.
How did that happen? I want to do this, Billy. Find me what the budget for this is. I want to see what we can do about putting across the street a statue that more honors Pat Riley.
Across the street, on the roof of the Elser, overlooking the arena.
Exactly. Looking down at the arena. Right. Pointing at the arena saying, you're nothing without me. I'm the Godfather.
And he has all his rings on, right?
Yeah, of course. They're pointing, you see all the rings. And here's the good thing. The fact that it's on this building that's, I don't know, like 50 stories tall or something, it doesn't have to be that accurate because no one can see it from up close because you can't just access it. Yeah. So it just has to look kind of like someone that's pointing at the building.
Billy,
not too much like it that people think that it's like a threat and then they shoot our statue.
This is what I'm telling you.
We don't want that.
As a rising executive at Metal Art.
Dinosaur.
You are a rising executive at Metal Art. This is what I'm telling you. Find me the budget for that.
T-Rexitative.
Find me the budget for that. Find out what kind of city licenses we have to get.
We don't ask. We apologize after.
All right, fine.
Just ramp it after.
I'm just find out. Just make a quick check somewhere about what liabilities are. And I will give you a substantive budget as part of our 20-year anniversary celebration in order to make that statue at the top of the building that points down at Pat Riley but lifts him up and honors him up because it's a statue forever.
I would have been fired for that T-Rex executive line.
You know what?
He's right, though.
If I move, everything may lose its air and break. So if you want an inflatable dinosaur, we're going to have to stay put.
I wish to tell everyone here that I've got a problem beyond everything we just mentioned with what's happening across the street with the Miami Heat, in that Pat Riley is on South Beach Sessions this week. And I told soft-talking Matt Kugler, who left the Craig Ferguson show to have the world's dumpiest office here at Metal Arc Media.
Cougs.
I told Billy Gill's good friend Cougs that South Beach Sessions probably shouldn't put Pat Riley out this week because people will expect me to ask him about Jimmy Butler, and we did this interview 5 or 6 weeks ago. And so people will think I am doing a soft biographical interview, which I will say I was trying to do with someone I admire, doing what might be the last interview we do together after someone he doesn't do many interviews. He only talks 2 or 3 times a year anymore anywhere.
He used to come on this show all the time. You're saying he's doing less.
For many years now, he's doing less. Stugotz, this is really my conundrum, okay? It's just a simply human conundrum, okay? After seeing Pat Riley show up at the memorial, surprised me by showing up at the memorial for my brother, okay? This is a man whose legacy I do not want to tarnish in this town or anywhere by adding my voice as noise to we know better than he does. Like, I get why we do it.
Right.
I'm not saying that it's unfair for sports to do it, but because of where it is, this relationship is personal. I have trouble with the objectivities I'm trying to aspire to.
That's why we're building a statue, roof of the Elser, pointing somewhere in the vicinity of the arena, but not at the arena, but staring down at the arena.
Looking down is the key part.
Right. For those of you who don't know, Dan has this is a friendship that he has with Pat Riley. It's not one of those relationships where I say, hey, everyone's my friend over at ESPN. Dan has a real relationship and friendship that has gone on for a decade and a half, 2 decades nearly, with Pat Riley. So I understand your conundrum. I understand what it is you're dealing with. But I think Pat would understand. He's been doing this forever, Dan. He understands the criticism, does he not?
Yes, Stugotz, here's the thing, okay? Yes, of course, of course. Look, my relationships with Stan Van Gundy and Pat Riley began, I would say, Jimmy Johnson as well, contentious, like I'm writing things that they don't like. And over time, they learn to respect it. And over time, a relationship grows from there, wherever it is that it grows. But no, I've been very critical of Pat Riley in print, and my standard's not higher than his. He understands that the game is you win the championship or everyone gets to say you're a loser. He's fine with that. He made the standard. He said it. Like, he wins the second championship with the Lakers and guarantees a three-peat because he knows he's got Kareem. Different time, though. Different place. 78 years old, and I keep telling you, man, Stugotz, it's hard to do what ESPN does with Lee Corso and Dick Vitale, holding their hand at the very end and letting them dictate some of the terms because they've earned it. And I don't mean to turn Pat Riley into a mascot. No, much the opposite. This, in this sport, is the most respected thing. And he's hanging on to a way of doing it that ain't no longer the way because LeBron James and all that power took the sport away, and now you got load management and Joel Embiid and everything that's happening in the sport, and he's telling his superstar that you won't be traded, and then a few days later, oh, yeah, you will be traded, and now his superstar is saying, and there are teams I won't go to, and Pat Riley might try to spite him here somewhere by trying to send him somewhere, and he can't send him anywhere because Jimmy Butler's going to dictate the terms at the end.
But he's been to the NBA Finals twice in the last 5 years. Like, we're talking like the game has passed Pat Riley by.
Well, but I'd like a spot of nuance or degrees between those things, right? Between passed and by, fair criticism, and also don't disrespect this. Don't disrespect these people. Like, I know Spo has had some really bad moments this season. He has, but he didn't forget how to coach. Like, the game's ever evolving. He helped ever evolve it. Positionless basketball, and now the Celtics are better at all of those things